Alright, so this is kind of like the measuring apparatus that I got to try to get more accurate on what I'm doing with my oil changes, because I don't do them myself. I live in an apartment with underground parking, and it's just really difficult to do it on my own. So I hire a company like Oil Changers, Mr. Lube. Great Canadian Oil Change is the one I like because they're a Valvoline place, and the guys are like really great there. So I go there, but I can't buy their oil because their Euro oil, just like any other place, is a premium price. Like usually people, they go to their hardware store, they go buy it on sale, and you save like a bunch of money, right? Like usually a jug of Pennzoil like this one. Like a lot of people use the Euro LX or the Euro. When it goes on sale, it's usually around 30 bucks, 30 to $40 Canadian for one jug. And usually you need a jug plus one of these, like a liter. So a 5-liter jug plus one of these to make up your 5.5 liters for the all-wheel drive N20 engine, because that's a 5.5 liter capacity per the technical information service that BMW provides for their vehicle. If you have the two-wheel drive vehicle, I think it's around 4.8 or something. So sometimes they read the wrong data and they just put one jug in, which is part of the reason why I'm topping up so often. So I wanted to rule that out as an issue. I want to make sure I get the right quantity into the sump. Nobody, for the last 2 years since I owned the car, two to 3 years, nobody really caught on to this, and I had to do some digging. I had to get some tools and get some software and from people I know, and I had to probe into it, and that's what I found. So moving on, I went to like Princess Auto, which is kind of like our Harbor Freight, or your Harbor Freight in the US. Princess Auto is like kind of like Canadian Tire, or we call it China Tire here. Harbor Freight, I saw their catalogs, I looked at their website. The stuff that they have there, a lot of that stuff's at Princess Auto. So it's almost equivalent. Like, there's a lot of Chinese junk there, and I won't be shy when I say that. Like, for instance, this jug was on sale for $17, but this spout, it threads on so poorly. The threading is so that if you put any amount of pressure on that, it's going to come off. And there's a lot of things like that. When you buy from Harbor Freight and from Princess Auto, you got to be careful. The quality, it's really low prices, but the quality of some of the stuff is just like, it's barely usable sometimes. So you read the reviews, and some people, you know, they'll say, okay, well, this product did the job, but you know, the next time I used it, it broke or whatever. Like, it's silly stuff like that. So anyways, this one, I got this is made in the States, this one, and they're telling us up here not to buy American anymore, you know, because of Trump and his bullying and the tariff threats and all this shit. Like, I'm using Valvoline Restore and Protect because it's an American product, and it has some outrageous claims in a patent that I want to try. I actually want to see if this fixes the oil consumption or oil burning problem. I have no leaks in my vehicle. No external leaks, though there may be internal ones from the turbo or the turbo seals or whatever. But this product claims some pretty awesome things, that it meets some pretty crazy standards that I had to try it. So I ordered a couple cases recently, just because if they start taxing the shit out of stuff, it's going to put the price way beyond reasonable sane purchasing. You know, buying things in the States is already hard because our dollar's already low. It's like 70 cents versus to $1, right? So we're already paying 30% more. So I got another case of this, the 0W20, and then a 530. I got 2 cases in one load because I'm gonna try to make the 4 oil changes. That Valvoline says that you should see if there's gonna be any improvement, it's gonna be within the 4 oil changes. So you got to do that. You got to do it to satisfy that requirement per their engineers, right? So I'm an engineering technician myself, and I understand that there are prerequisites for anything that you do mechanically or electrically, and that you should understand that the results may not be in a mechanical instance, especially with lubrication, may not be apparent right away, kind of thing. So what I'm doing here is trying, now that I got a vessel that can measure the appropriate amount of oil, I'm going to pre-measure it all. Then I'll just bring the jug over to them and they can pour it in. It'll save them time and screwing around getting the right levels. Because before we were just putting in one jug, not the extra little bit to fill up the sump. I know it's probably not going to make much difference, but at least we're adhering to the requirement of the capacity of an oil change level, so that we can rule that out for the next time. Maybe I'll get 1,000 kilometers out of one oil change instead of 875 like I did on my previous video. I found that I burned about 800 this much of oil in 875 kilometers, which is totally ridiculous. And it's done that since 88,000 kilometers. When I drove it off the lot, I didn't realize how much oil it was burning until a month later. It said to add a quart of oil, and I'm thinking to myself, that's crazy because it's just out of warranty. They gave a $30 warranty at this used car dealership, and a day after I got this warning. So I'm like, fuck, you gotta be extremely careful when you buy used vehicles, that even 30 days is not enough. Like, and if you want, you can get that extended protection plan that when you buy a used vehicle, they cover the repairs to some degrees. God knows how much they would cover on a problem like this, because I don't know if I suspect it's the turbo seals or it's the valve seals themselves that are leaking. And no amount of cleaning is going to help that. They need to be replaced. But why would they need to be replaced so soon? And an engine at 88K hardly has any time on it, right? So I don't know. I'm just putting this out there, and I'm all open to options and chatter and banter, whatever you guys want to do on the chat there. I just wanted to show my experience with how one way I'm kind of dealing with this shit after the fact. So this is like a product that's like a lot of people say it's the holy grail, right? And I wouldn't say anything like that until I can see some evidence that it's actually doing what it says it can do. And I've done 2 other filter teardowns, and very little carbon was under my microscope. I have a scientific microscope. I can't see anything too obvious out of the ordinary from any other oil change. They say that the carbon is being dissolved into very, very small particles, which we would need a much better microscope, probably 1,000-time, scientific microscope. I think mine only goes to 500, but that's beside the point. if it's truly doing what it's going to do. And everyone says, there's a camp that says, oh yeah, it burns, my vehicle's burning a lot less oil now, or burning no oil now. And others say, no, I've been using it for 3 or 4 oil changes and nothing's changed. And others say, my oil consumption comes and goes. So take that for what it is. Moving on, as I said, I got this funnel from Princess Auto, which is made in the States, and I liked it enough that I bought it. Usually I'm not buying any US made stuff other than this stuff. I'm always trying to keep it on the Canada side just to make a point. And if enough people make the point, then maybe there'll be some change. He's a hard-headed dude over there, so I don't know what will need to be done. It'll turn into a pissing match, and everybody's just gonna have to pay more for stupidity. But we'll just, like, I'll just pour I've already on, like, this is the 3rd pour, I think. 3rd or 4th pour. I just want to make sure that I get enough oil into this. See how much is left in this jug, because the last time we did the oil change, we took some out of this to make 5 liters or something, he said. The technician took it out of the case and just let me know that he did it, when I didn't actually want him to do that. I wanted to buy another one of these so that I don't miscalculate. But now that I got tools to measure with, I'm not too worried about the levels of the jugs if they've been opened before. But this is the last one of the batch, so I wanted to make sure I could pour. I don't want to block that on you guys. I don't have a proper stand for my phone, so just bear with me here. It says 1, 2, 3. That's the liter side, and this is the quart side. And others, you know, guys on Princess Auto say this thing's not even accurate. They said they poured 1 liter in and it measured 800. I don't know how they came to that, because the gradient, you know, the intervals between here, or the graduated measurements are pretty coarse, so it's hard. You won't be able to see like 200 milliliters if it's off or not. It's not designed to be bang on. Like this one's a little more higher resolution in terms of, it's got ounces, it's got quarts, and on the other side it's got milliliters, which is, you know, up here we have a wonderful system called the metric system, and it's such an underrated, very valuable unit of measurement. I tend to use it. A lot of other documents are in quarts and ounces and imperial measurements, so you're continuously learning both of them. I don't use Fahrenheit that much, though a lot of people do. But it's nice to know both units of measurements. Kind of handy. Cutting wood is a different story. I don't understand cutting wood in imperial measurements. Just seems wrong. But anyways, that's a different story, guys. I hate to ramble on here, and all my videos are like this. They all like end up being too long and big ramble sessions. You know, I hate to say certain things. I hate to drag it on, but I hate editing. That's my main problem. I'm not a YouTuber, and I'm not a, what do you call it, TikToker that makes really great condensed videos. I'm a bit of a hack when it comes to that stuff. It saves me a lot of time just to run on and leave the film go and just do it in the moment kind of thing, eh? Another thing I like about this thing is it's got, if you can see on the bottom, it's got an ability, oh fuck, I gotta make sure I get that straight so it doesn't spill. This little, on the blue part, you can turn it off. It's got a valve in there that turns off the flow, so you can take your measurement, then open up the valve, and then start the flow, which is really nice, shut it off kind of thing. And Also, it's got a little tube you can put in if you need to go into a narrow area. But I wanted just to show the color, the all the different aspects of the actual oil itself, the physical attributes, as much as I could on the video. Now it says we're at roughly 5 quarts. And what's supposed to be in there? What's actually supposed to be in that jug? It says right here, 5 quarts. So he said he used some out of here. So something's off, right? Like that scale, maybe it's down by like 100 or 200 mils, and I would never know unless I paid more attention to the levels that I saw on here beforehand, which was kind of the objective, but it's hard to do while you're filming. Anyways, I don't want to ramble on a lot more because there's not a lot more to say about this operation. Though one other thing I like about this American-made funnel is it's got a stainless steel filter in there between the valve. Really nice stainless steel fine filter, so any kind of particulate that you wouldn't think would be in a new oil, but in something else that you were filtering, it would get filtered, and you wouldn't have to worry about passing any garbage through there. All right, well, I'll let that drain the rest. I hate to waste quarters and stuff, you know, because stuff's a premium price for a premium product. And then the next little bit will be, maybe what I'll do is I'll just pour this one. We'll see a difference in the quality, or there'll probably be a difference in the actual pour because the 5W and the thickness is 40. So it'll be a considerably thicker oil at room temperature. It'll be twice as thick, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can correct me if I'm not off base. And I'm gonna just fill the rest of the volume up with this because I'm trying to get 5.5 liters. So currently we're at 5. That's 5 liters. We're shy of 5 liters, and it says, if my desk is straight, we're pretty close to maybe just shy of 5 quarts. So let's just pour this one in and see. It's a little darker, quite a bit darker actually. Let's see if it's pouring, because I don't know if I shut the valve off or not. Yeah, oh yeah. And it should go to 1 liter, but well, no, because I didn't shut it off, obviously. So, but I like the look of oil when it's new. To me, it's got a really unique, really cool, honey-like consistency. This will bring us up to just where we need to be. If I have to, I'll decant it, but I'm probably gonna be very close to where I need to be, where 5.5. Yeah, I can actually see the difference of the oil. It's settling on top of the other oil, which is, when I'm told it's immersible, oil is immersible, which is like able to be mixed together. It gets you can mix grades to a certain extent because it takes on the same viscosity once it's all mixed together. But it's so interesting to see that the heavier oil sits on top. I never would have thought that. See, you can see the difference where the Pennzoil starts and the VRP is down here. Now, you probably won't get into a habit mixing oils. I know a lot of dealerships and car dealerships do this just to get rid of old stock, and I'm sure you have a jug here and there and you want to use it with, you know, another jug that you have that's like slightly different. Maybe it's a different brand, but in a slightly different weight. So they say it's fine to mix them. You guys might have a better opinion on that. I'm not a motor oil expert. Actually, my field is RF and engineering technology. So I work in electronics for most of my time, though I've worked alongside a lot of mechanics and mechanical engineers. So I've learned a lot over the years. It's a great experience to be able to know electromechanical stuff, know a little bit about both. It's always a bonus. It comes in handy for sure to be, what do you call it, versatile. I'll cut it there, but thanks for watching. Ciao for now. It's nice to see you guys. Leave your comments and all the good stuff there. Leave some like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.